Hello and welcome to another session of the Nat One's Chaos Crew, where I'm pretty sure that I have everything handled this time. I think I know what they're doing. I am pretty sure I know when and where and how they're going to do this, and I've got a handle on everything this time. I am also no longer sick, so I should be able to give you the correct experience you expect from this channel, which I broke into like a mole burrowing into your pantry and stealing your sausages. Anyway, just to reiterate, this world was created with the help of the amazing story writer and artist Dices, who is still working on their webcomic. They've hit a couple of hiccups due to ill health, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. And the ever talented artist Wackadude, who is still working on more projects that these guys have yet to see, but you may have seen if you've been paying attention to thumbnails and splash art. Things that were maybe in either Order Crew or Chaos Crew's future. But now, let's dive back in and hear what Chaos Crew has to say for themselves. Say hello, everybody. Hello?
No.
Who is everybody?
Everybody's you two. You two sound quite upset today. Who I didn't like command the world to pee in your cereal.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I haven't been blackout drunk in years, so I'm pretty sure I remember.
I don't know. That one time you went home after a day out with some straight people.
Look, I'm not sure if that was blackout drunk or just being around straight people too long, but you know, that's how it happens. Would you like a quick recap on your adventures last time since I put you into a time bubble? Or do you think you can remember?
No.
Something. These people are useless.
Um,
Something tame alligators, tame sharks, explode things. Oh, we're doing explody shark.
yes.
Or explody gators, if that's what we have to hand.
So, yes, Saldor would have explained to you that no, he can't create you a teleportation circle. Cuthbert, the current ruling monarch, along with his extended family of his cousin, aunt, and mother, are ruling Trasburg since his father's untimely death and his half brother's apparent disappearance after the attempted coup. And a lot of their forces are missing, and you know, he felt very unsafe with the use of magic, so he both confiscated and banned most of the reagents for creating teleportation circles. But Saldor told you he's pretty sure that most noble houses will have found a way to bribe the guards to keep their teleportation circles intact. So if you can get into a noble house in the next few days, steal the reagents and scrolls needed, he could easily create one here in the shop for you. Because, you know, he doesn't want to be here that much either.
Can I shoot him?
Can you shoot Saldor?
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
Nah. I just want to know.
I'm glad you reconsidered, Gelwin. At the last second.
I'm just gonna pet my tiger that I can ride. I can ride my tiger. I'm gonna ride my tiger.
Sure, you may ride your tiger.
Whee!
Everywhere Daniel goes now, you go. So you're saying you got a shirt for your tiger? So your tiger's now in a red shirt.
Yep.
Cool. Cool. So you've come to the magic shop. You're doing some searching around. What did you want to do here? Seeing as Saldor can't fully help you with oh my god, Gillen's worked out how to become a chimera and is now running all over the shop with their animals. So what would you guys like to do here? It is your jackal barking or trying to bite Saldor one?
Jumping on him.
Okay. Like, Saldor is a particularly short dwarf. So, this is kind of like a Great Dane trying to jump on a normal person. Like, he's a little bit smothered. And Lax is now attempting to jump on. Saldor is roughly around just over half your height, but Saldor's like ducking down and talking up into your crotch. Yes, I can definitely. So yes, I can definitely get the. Lax, I've known you a while. But sometimes I don't fully understand everything. But you're a very magical person, so I assume sometime I will understand why you are also trying to jump on me.
Because it seems like a good idea.
So Jerry, now with his paws on Salador 1, will open his mouth and do that thing that they do where they like try to bite, but it's not actually biting on his head.
It's just fitting his mouth over his head.
Yes.
Okay. You appear to have worked out who's the clone, because Saldor 1 is just sitting there inert, unable to work out how to react to this.
Oh. I don't think that one's real.
Try eating it, see what happens.
Okay.
It takes a while to cast that spell. I would prefer if you didn't eat my assistant, if possible. But yeah, I understand the rush, but I just don't have the parts here. I think this city's shit, and I am very, very willing to get out if you can get the magical reagents needed, but...
Tend to bite Chomp on his neck hole head, because it's already in his mouth.
Yeah, well, I was joking, right?
Oh. Too late.
Oh, too late now, we commit to this. I'm sorry to say, your clone might be in pieces.
You rolled a
2
10?
pieces.
I rolled a 10. With his head still in.
Sadly, a 10 meets it because this is a mirror image clone of just a regular citizen. So you now have a single Salador who is very distressed. Look.
Look on the bright side. We figured out which of you was real.
He uses his ability to slip through small places to get onto this very small staircase.
That's fun. Okay,
You know
what
what?
were we doing again?
As much as I want to be out of this city, I really don't think I want to be out of this city with you. If you want to, I've told you how to get to a teleportation circle, but you can count on somebody else to help you make it. Piss off.
Looking at shiny trinket.
I
think small that would fit in a pocket.
Lots of stuff.
Cool. I'm gonna steal it.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand. Saldor is currently realizing that he just told Lax to piss off.
Are you sure about that?
The flush in his cheeks sort of calms down, and he sees the humour in it. I realise that you were just playing pranks.
I agree.
I guess you haven't broken anything or really done any damage, but I am under a lot of pressure at the moment. I really do
Fine.
need
Just
more.
tell me what noble we need to steal from Thab, possibly throw in a canal. Naked.
The easiest ones to be able to get into will probably be the de Montforts. They have high stakes in the Merchants Guild, as well as they have a couple of their idiot sons running errands for the king. They're spread thin, and they genuinely need help. If you guys come to them as manservants or even offer to be benefactors, you could easily see getting into a desperate house like that.
Okay. Wouldn't be the first time I pretended to be a servant.
So how perfect. Gelwyn. So
What?
you've got an 18 on sleight of hand. He is asking
No, I
you
didn't.
to leave. You didn't?
I got a 23.
23 on sleight of hand, right? Because it doesn't add
Gloves
the buff.
stay on.
The gloves stay on, because it's actually a 13 rather than a 7. Okay. Yeah. So in that moment of distraction, you can easily take one of any kind of item. You see a couple of potion bottles. You see something that looks kind of like a box that could contain like maybe a deck of cards.
I like the box. Give me the box. Box.
Okay.
Box.
You take the box that seemingly would contain a deck of cards. Cool.
I have a box.
Cool.
Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Closed box, because I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay. Right. Now, he's given you a place to go, and he's asked you to leave because he's slightly distressed by your antics. And you have just stolen something that he will notice if you stay here for long enough.
Can I steal his
Also,
underwear?
He doesn't appear that he lives here. You don't really see any kind of
He's wearing
person,
some, I assume.
that he's got on.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. You are small, but you'll have to sort of. He's going to notice you if you try to get into his small staircase here, because Lax can't really fit into this area, and Daniel definitely can't.
No, not Daniel. Oh, okay, fine.
Come on, Gelwyn, we have to go think up false identities again so that we can pretend to be servants. Do you want to be the big spoon or the little spoon?
Always a little spoon.
Good.
I hate you.
In that case, you're the
Ride my
husband.
mighty steed! Whee!
Okay.
Oh, off she goes.
Cool. Yep.
Bye, Sal. Have fun.
I will. I'll try and. You know what? You guys have made me to try and realize I just need to try and see the brighter side of life. And that is where you guys will go out of his twee little magic shop and out onto the out on into the city. It's now daytime, and there's people milling about. Feel free to whack us. So, I'm
Nope.
afraid you are.
No idea.
Pretty. Yeah, I'm afraid you're pretty. You're pretty distracted right now. What? Oh, right, because. Boop. Cool. But yeah, you guys have come out into the city. It's earlier in the morning now. Probably sort of like 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay, Galvin. So, we need to pretend to be servants.
A servant riding a tiger that has a red shirt on.
You could pretend to be some sort of circus act, I
Jerry,
suppose.
go find me a dress.
Yeah. There are some sort of like hand-me-down looking stalls here, but you also notice that there's there's a sign here for a tailor shop, but the door is locked and it requires opposable thumbs to get in.
Why no! His greatest enemy! A lack of opposable thumbs! Whatever will he do?
Now, these are just normal animals. You don't have the same kind of psychic link that Balar does with Fenny. So the only way you can tell that Jerry has failed is a slight scratching and a yelping whine.
Jerry, I'm disappointed in you.
Double checking. Are you able to move your token?
Which one of us?
Lax. You
Of
are able to
course.
move. I was just when I
Yes,
say
I was
your
just
token,
standing there.
I mean your physical body. Yes. So to be able to get to the area around the magic shop is basically empty. It's long streets of residential houses with large secure doors, which seem like you could break into, but you don't have the time. Which then leads to this square of a small bustling market that contains hand-me-down wares, fruits, battered weapons, curios, small children selling flowers and other some such things, as well as a singular guard sitting in the corner looking very bored. You notice a tavern over here and several storefronts, like a smith's shop and a small diner here. Of course, you've got the tailors here, and then over here appears to just be more housing. Over here is the Strasbourg base of your former employer. In the Merchants Guild.
And who to what bear now?
Remember the people you worked for previously when you were going down in when you went explored the tavern, the temple, as well as going to where you went to Pettifer Grove to deal with the church full of undead people and pig dick. You know, the people you were working for when you got teleported? You both forgot.
All I remember is pig dick.
Okay.
Absolutely all I remember is pig dick. And of course, the fact he had a pig dick.
as Gelwin described. But yeah, I'm guessing by you standing in front of the door that you want to head in?
Well, we're going to need clothes to pretend we're servants, so we can either break in or wait for whoever owns the place to show up.
The door appears to be unlocked. It just needs hands to open the handle.
Hey!
In we go.
Okay. So, just to double check, how much money do you guys... Actually, no, I'm not going to base it on that. I'm going to see. So, you notice that the shop is actually empty. Though the shelving here, the ones that has books on top of it, those are fashion catalogues. And each of them is a wardrobe case, each containing a single tailored dress. Whereas this area over here has piled up shirts and trousers that seem well made, but have far less care put into them than the ornate dresses and suits that are in this part of the shop, surrounded by a small fireplace. You hear a slight jingle as you open the door, and maybe the sound of activity and scuffling down these stairs.
Hello?
Hello? We bring custom to your shop.
Hello? Hello? Oh my. Please make sure your service animals don't chew my wares. Welcome to the fantabulous threads of Strasbourg. How may I be of service today?
We
Apparently.
need clothes.
Yeah.
Nice clothes.
But
not too nice. Servant appropriate.
Oh,
It's for a role play.
Oh.
My pocket girlfriend says I need a pretty dress.
And they need an appropriate chaperone, so I must be dressed nicely.
Okay. Chaperone clothing. Something sort of understated, but also like an air of authority. Yeah. Okay. This very young, maybe 30 or 40-year-old elf runs over to here and picks up some looking back at you in your currently slightly blood-stained armor that looks very new yet slightly odd, and seems to just at a glance be able to judge your size, and comes back over with a couple of pairs of dark trousers in different tones, some nice shirts, and several waistcoats and jackets. I don't really do shoes, but I have a couple of black pairs that could be useful. I don't really know how I can give your tiger a bow and recommend you somewhere for it to get a brush if you would like, but
No, he's fine.
The tiger doesn't need a bow. But a hat would be nice.
Oh, I could modify something. Be right back. and they will disappear into the stairway and leave you for a while.
There you go, Kelvin. Now the tiger has a hat. Or will have a hat.
He doesn't need a hat. He has a
He
shirt.
will it? Kelvin? How are we going to find a shirt that fits the tiger that won't make it
He
itchy?
has a shirt. Look at it. He's wearing it right now.
I see nothing.
Describe the shirt,
Fine.
because it appears to be invisible to some other people.
Oh no, it's a red t-shirt.
Okay. Does it have any symbols on it?
I am going to do a mighty squint. I did my mightiest squint, and I still don't see a shirt, Gelwin.
It's all covered in fluff, but as you brush it back, you can see the collar of a red shirt that could be there, and definitely hasn't been spray painted on. So it's sort of like is it tight? Is it baggy? Does it like? Also, how is it wearing it? Does it have any sleeves? Are they just flapping around, or have you cut holes
It's a
in it?
t-shirt, so it has sleeves.
So his like front legs
Silly
are in the
disembodied
side of
voice.
the sleeves.
Yes,
Okay.
that's how you wear a t-shirt.
And then his head is just poking through the neck hole.
Yeah.
You know how when you get cats and they get washed, and the really fluffy ones, like their face will be the first parts that dry, but the rest of the body doesn't, and so it just looks like really flat when there's poof. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's kind of what Daniel Tiger looks like in this shirt. It is not an incredibly dignified look. It's more that less that Lax hadn't seen it, and more that he had just completely glossed over it due to the absurdity of what he was seeing. The tiger does not think this is great. You can tell that very clearly, even though you don't have that much sensitivity with animals. Yeah, you can. What are you trying to pet Daniel to like calm him down, or are you trying to just like?
I'm still writing him.
Right, but it appears that playwright is trying to. Sorry, Lax is trying to interact with Daniel.
Oh, what are you trying to do, lad?
You're just booping his nose.
Boop.
Alright, he's letting you boop his nose.
It is large and wet. No, it is large and dry. You would expect it to be wet, but you know it's a cat nose, not a dog nose.
Well, that was entertaining while it lasted. Where the hell's is that tailor?
Somewhere. You hear the
Taylor.
sounds of banging and scuffling, and the tailor comes up with both a hat for the tiger and carrying a dress, which has like a long and frilly and blue with a small shawl headpiece that looks very refined and floaty. It has a small rose on its on an accompanying collar, and it has no shoulder straps, but is sort of a one piece lacy part that goes all the way to the collar on the neck. And the headpiece is made of the same lace the neck is, but studded with silver stars. The reason the tailor seemed to take so long is because they were trying to adjust it and pin it back for Gelwin, seemingly using a small amount of magic to speed up the process. And they spit out a pin into their long white clothing. I think this will be the kind of thing that you were looking for. And he shows you the dress, as well as carefully putting the cowboy hat on the tiger. It's a very handsome looking Stetson with red stitching around the top, with holes cut for the ears so it can fit on his head perfectly.
Galwin gets off, said Tiger.
Okay.
Look, Daniel, they got you a hat. Daniel eats said hat.
It is made of leather. Oh, well, I guess that kind of means he likes it. Oh.
You're not
In my
very
defense,
smart.
I only said to get the tiger a hat. I didn't say the tiger was going to wear it.
I mean, it is made
I
of
told you
real
we got
leather.
him a hat. You didn't need a hat. I told you that. You didn't listen.
Oh, I guess I was already downstairs when you said that. I kind of get into it when I'm given a weird thing to give clothes to. His eyes kind of cross when he says that line.
Wait, who said that? Who am I looking at? Who?
This guy.
Hold on. Excuse you. Where's? You wanna say that again?
He goes into a puddle and collapses back onto the sofa. I didn't mean to say he looked weird. It's just generally I don't get that many tigers wearing t-shirts. I'm sorry. Please
Do you
don't
even
hurt
get
me.
many tigers?
I haven't. This is in fact my first one. I've only ever seen them in storybooks. Please don't hurt me.
How
Yeah, and so-
very bloody
why
dare
can't-
you?
Why
you
can't my
call
tiger wear a
Galvin
shirt?
weird?
Huh?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I guess tigers.
Elwin, he called you weird.
Oh, I meant the tiger. No, they are perfect. They are a good person. Oh gosh.
I think for that terrible snafu, you should give us all these clothes for free.
Yeah, of course. Just please don't hurt me.
Cool.
He's gonna
And I
stand there.
want your shoes.
Hmm.
And I want your shoes.
Crying and blubbering, he takes off his shoes with his hands in the air and drops them in front of him. And then seemingly makes a bolt for it downstairs. Do you guys chase him?
No, did he make my dress?
Yeah,
It's on the floor.
dress-
You dropped it.
The dress, before, when he gave it to you, it appears to have been adjusted correctly. Weirdly, it's exactly the right size, and the clothes that you have lacks are the right size as well. Whoever this shop attendant was, they have an uncanny ability for knowing people's sizes just by looking at them. If you don't chase him, you'll hear a loud clack and the sounds of lots of things being drawn back across a door. And at the bottom of these stairs, you'll notice a thick, heavy metal door that appears to be now very firmly closed. Okay, what would you like to do with your decanter of endless water, Lax?
I'm just giving him a bath.
Okay. When it says endless water, it's endless as in it refills every day. It can only produce up to 20 gallons.
Oh, how boring. Fine. The label is misleading, but I'm going to pour all this water down the stairs and make him think his house is flooding because it'll be funny before I leave.
Okay, great. Cool, you do that.
Oh, Taylor, your house is flooding.
Muffled screaming.
I think you should do something about that.
Muffled screaming and crying. But he does not come back out.
Oh, well, fine. Gelwin, we got what we needed. Let's go.
Yay!
So, what name are you going to have?
Name?
Well, you can't rightly go in there and say, "Hello, I'm Gelwin." If they
I
ever
can't?
find out we're faking, we'll get in trouble.
Oh.
We don't want them knowing our real names when we get in trouble, do we?
No, I guess not.
Oh, hello, God.
Wait, no, not everybody. Excuse me. Yeah!
Hello,
Yeah!
God.
Hello, 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 hello. I heard some commotion. What's going on here?
May I interest
Wolf
you
is dead.
in a distraction?
Now the guards
Sounds
you
like-
saw the other night were kind of at the end of their shift. They were put in like a pretty downtrodden area where guards weren't really that much use, with sort of like the brothels and stuff generally police themselves. This guy is actually a guard who's generally fit and quite vigilant, because he's supposed to stop pickpockets from stealing from the nobles in the town centre. So, your performance isn't bad, but you're just kind of like, right, that's a mighty tune, that's a mighty fine tune, and you distract him for maybe like 10 or 15 seconds. Go in. You have 10 or 15 seconds of this guard not going into this tailor's house and finding it flooded.
That's enough seconds to run away!
Cool.
Because I want to show my pocket girlfriend my new dress.
Absolutely. You leaving Jerry Jackal here as a distraction.
Jerry's hanging out with Lax, so yes.
Okay. Athletics 10 is actually kind of perfect. You run away at a decent clip, but not too fast to generate suspicion. He just thinks you're pretty weird, like you did a night harmonica performance and then zipped away. And this guard is then going to walk into this place and begin investigating. Whereas you guys can head back to the tavern then, I guess. If that's where you're going. I don't want to dictate to you. I think you said about showing your pocket girlfriend your dress?
Come on,
Yes.
Gelwin.
Pocket girlfriend!
Okay. If you're okay with that as well, Lax?
Who am I to deny a woman her chance to show her pocket girlfriend a nice dress?
This is true. Okay.
I love how my pocket girlfriend is bigger than me.
Yes. Yes, she is. But that's
Oh,
not an uncommon
My
occurrence.
baboon!
Yep. As you guys enter the tavern, the baboon. I don't know how the ethic managed this, but it is just sitting here chopping onions with a very perturbed looking chef who's just like, you know, he's hairy, but he's not a terrible sous chef. So yeah, this is the step.
And you know what? Chef, you can pay him in fruit.
Well, he was trying to eat wax fruit, so I've already paid it. Already given him like a couple of apples. Hope he doesn't make himself sick.
Given the quality of his chopping work, I say you owe him more.
I absolutely do. He's probably one of the best sous chefs I ever have. He hasn't tried to spit in the food, and he hasn't even tried to steal anything, and he also hasn't tried to attack me yet. This is the first time I've been with a sous chef alone in months, and they haven't tried to knife me. The tavern
I
is
see.
filled with animal sounds, as the three animals are in the tavern.
Right. Well, I presume you must have good reasons for nearly getting shanked by every single sous chef you've had. I'm going upstairs.
Me too.
Okay. And so you guys head up to the second floor of the tavern. Boop. Where we can get rid of this happy twee music.
Oh, Toda! Toda?
Uh,
Toda.
oh, hi. Hi there. I was just with Amaryllis in the... Oh, Gelwin, honey, sweetie. Have you put on the new dress yet?
No.
No, Gelvin's clearly naked.
Okay, you're... Okay. I mean,
I'm not naked yet.
Yep. I'm guessing you're just carrying it.
Yep.
Oh, my absolute fucking stars. You two stink. Have you two been down into the sewers or something?
Yesterday.
That was this morning.
Oh. Mm.
No, Gelwin just farted.
What?
Oh. That makes sense. You are powerful in many ways, Gelwin. Hoo-wee. Well,
What?
even you, but like, can Gelwin roll me an insight check? Is it insight?
What?
Is insight or sense motive? Insight, yeah. Insight in 5e.
Oh god, this is gonna be terrible. Nope, no, it was definitely me.
For half a second, Gelwin, Lax's lie is so believable. Gelwin's like, did I fart? Oh god.
Gelwin does have mighty impressive insights.
So yeah, Toda will suggest that you guys take a bath if you want before you talk, or you can talk like this. She just will be holding her nose a little bit.
I put the dress down and then get naked in bath time.
Do you need somebody to help wash your back? Hee.
As long as I don't have to pay for it.
Oh, okay then. I mean, you're very good, but you're still a client. So, Toda's face turns more harsh. So, Lax, I think I can get us a meeting with one of the families.
Ooh, which one?
Well, we can get him with the with a aide to the king. Well, not the king, but the baron, the current acting ruler. The Goblers are currently aiding them as war council. But I know some guys that have managed to worm their way into their unit, so we can get him for dinner with them, acting as security. There's the de Montforts who are putting on a benefactor dinner this evening. So if you think you can trick them into thinking you have money, you'll be able to get in there and talk to whoever you want. But they're also not being too picky about servants because they don't have money, so we can easily get in as servants or entertainers. Or, and this is a long shot, we can pretend, she pulls out some forged documents. these don't stand up to super scrutiny, but these documents state that we have an audience to demand reparations for Dusker, the Tiefling nation, which you could represent, and we could go as political emissaries directly into the palace. That would allow us to maybe speed things up and set some traps in there. Work out the design before the big ball in 2 days. But yeah, these are the 3 families we can go to do some scouting if you want to do that today.
Gelwin,
Yes.
how do you fancy pretending to be the consort to an emissary from Dusker?
Do I get paid?
Well, I suppose you could probably steal something.
Cool. I'm in.
Okay, I'll go as the emissary. Gelwin can steal something.
Toda nods. Great. Me and Gelwin could be your consorts. As female mercenaries are generally pretty common these days. So yeah, sure. You probably won't be able to wear the wig. You've got to look as tiefling as possible for this.
Not the wig. Really?
Sorry, I think your bald head is, in fact, striking. But that fancy new black armor, you polish it up a bit, and you could look exactly like what people would expect a Duskan emissary to look like.
Or I could do this. Tiny armor.
Your hand glows radiant, and so does your armor sheen. Like, she has to rub her eyes after you do it for a second, but your armor now looks perfectly clean, like the radiance has burned away the dirt and the mud from today.
Do you think an emissary would ever wear plate?
I mean, ours do when they go to other war zones. When we're heading up into the northern territories that have been taken over by the Bloody Queen, generally everybody has to wear plate, even the non-combat nobles. You're seen as a fool if you don't wear some kind of protection, so... Even if... because people aren't really familiar with Duskan culture, but it's definitely something that people would do in Larn.
In that case, Hazza, suit me up!
Now, Hazza is a god who's very familiar with Dusker, so your armor itself will begin to... The leather will begin to change, and the studs will grow into sort of twisted, black, shining armor with red streaks running through it. Your normal leather boots will be covered in flexible but clearly strong black steel plate with spikes and serrations running up it. It almost looks as though you're wearing a suit of perfectly polished onyx. You
Ta-da!
look nothing short of perfectly regal. And Toda bows. Toda bows. My liege. Perfect. This won't be until the evening, so make yourselves at home, have something to eat, rest up and recharge your magics, and then we can be on our way.
Very good. And when we go, obviously, we're going to need to use a false name. Toda Gelwin, I'm going to need you to refer to me as Andrafeel.
Sure. That's a very tiefling sounding name, so sure. I think I've got a good name. There was back in my home country, there was a famous horsewoman called Ash Lariel. So I will be Ash Lariel for today, but you guys can call me Ash for common purposes. Gelwin, what do you think by the way, I'm going to need a couple of hours to forge these documents, if that's okay. I'll be
Of
putting
course.
together mercenary licenses and adding the name Androfield to these documents.
Does it require a last name?
A family name would be useful. Easier to forge.
Laxavus.
Okay.
Androphil Laxavus.
Very regal sounding. What about you, Gelwin? Got any ideas for a fake name?
Theta Glowmoon.
Okay, cool. So, me and you are mercenary consorts to Androphil Laximus. This is perfect. As long as we can distract them enough to make sure they don't scrutinize these documents too carefully, we can actually get into the royal palace today. This will be make a perfect scouting mission. We might even be able to find a weakness in their defenses that means that we don't even have to go in with the rest of the party. We can just go in, seal the doors, and start the slaughter. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! And Toda will laugh, trying to be evil. Okay. And if you guys wouldn't mind, I would like to quickly pause time again for a quick break. So you guys may sort out any of the currently watching audience. You can sort out your personal needs. Sort out any biological things you need to sort out, and see you back in max 10 minutes. Bye bye. Hello, welcome back. Whew. Yep. Ready to carry on and kick kick some ass. I definitely. Woo. Yep. What were we doing? Oh yeah. Right. So Toda, consider these last 10 minutes. You guys just preparing yourself, getting washed, getting ready, getting clean. Would you have guys eaten some food? Maybe.
Yes, pizza.
Okay. Cool.
Because Lex hasn't had pizza.
What's the name of your baboon, by the way?
Galvin,
Sorry. What was that, Lex?
What?
Galvin was telling me while she was bathing about something called a pizza.
Really? Ah, well, the bread on discs is actually pretty common around here. As it's easier to carry, and just unleavened bread was something that generally was taken as a war ration, but it was like hard tack. So people really tried to like rehydrate it by covering it in sauce. And so that was the actually the origin of the first pizza. Weirdly, lawn pizzas generally don't always have cheese. It's just a disc of bread covered in a sauce. So, yeah, you have to request a cheese pizza. But yeah, that can be brought up. Let me just roll a quick fate dice. It does not contain any baboon fur, but it is brought up by the baboon, who has now been given a chef's hat.
Aw.
He seems to be enjoying his life. The remaining 12 hours of his life being a sous chef will be great. Because if you remember, you have to resummon these guys every day. And they disappear after 12 hours of existing. So he wanders his way back downstairs. Toda hands out the documents to Lax. Lax is handed a document detailing the long and storied history of the Laximus? I've completely
Androphil Laxivus.
Laxivus of the Laxivus, and how Androphil was sort of like a pioneer within them who wished for change, but also sees that same change happening in Larn. And with the current aggression from the north, you're here to sort of try and secure a peace treaty between them. As an upstanding member of the community, and as a sign of faith, you have hired 2 Larn mercenaries to assist you in battle. To show that you're willing to work, our 2 nations can work together. Putting all the...
And then the Fire Nation attacked.
Oh, I mean, they attacked already.
I'm sorry, Toda, do you expect me to memorize all of this?
No, just go up there and say you want to see the king. Show them the paper, and then and then they'll let you in. I'll handle the rest.
Okay, fine.
She puts her hands in she puts her thumb and her finger, her little finger to her mouth and her thumb to her ear, and points at you. And suddenly you can hear her in your head, just like you can hear me now. And she's telling you all that she just told you. And she puts her hand down. It's just a basic spell that I have access to. It's sort of a basic version of the Sending Stone that they use in the guild. But you don't need a stone to use it. You can just use it with basic hand gestures.
Very good.
So, how does Gelwyn feel in her new, very pretty dress?
Pretty.
As she gosh darn should. Okay. I can tell you now that the walk through the streets will be completely uneventful. You look completely different from the commotion that you caused in the in the
So
ooh, in the square today. And it's not completely uncommon for mercenaries to have animal companions, so you won't even be stopped for that. What was that,
alright,
Gelwin?
hold on. Axel's barking.
Okay, real life animal companion problems. But no, the early evening city streets are pretty
Boring?
calm. Pretty calm, pretty boring. No one even tries to mug you, which is a rarity.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
What kind of city doesn't try to mug you on the streets?
It's so strange. It's almost like people are so panicked about the war that's going on. Everybody's kind of forgotten themselves. The muggers are huddled in the corner, drinking their sorrows away, as they can't really get out of the city very easily.
You there, mugger.
A couple of very like rough looking guys huddled around a fire look at you like, alright. That's
Why are
not
you
so
not
bad.
out mugging people?
Just doesn't seem much point. Not enough foot traffic these days to get different people. I mugged the same merchant 4 times last week. Could barely give me a couple of copper. And you know, if you break somebody's leg, you expect them to like come back a couple of weeks later with some more wares, but nobody does. I'm just really demotivated with the current economic situation. And it'll be that kind of like same same rhetoric for every mugger you speak to on the way. Gelwin,
Who the
have you
fuck taught these muggers?
not very good? Nobody with vision, that's for sure. Um, Gelwin, anything from you?
Yes.
Or have you finished dealing with your real life animal companion?
I finished dealing with my real life animal.
Okay. Anything? What? Why is that? Oh god. Why is there a tinier version of the map of the mansion in the middle of the map? But yeah, no, but you make it through the streets without incident. So
Elwin, these are the most disappointing muggers I've ever met.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to try mugging you? Will that make you feel better?
Please do.
Okay.
I mean,
Anyway.
that that is a 33 on sleight of hand. That's less mugging and more pickpocketing. If you want to resist this, Lax, please roll perception. See if you notice Gelwin trying to mug you.
It's
You
just not the same.
You feel your coin case lighter, but you've no idea how Gelwin did it. But no, when you ask somebody to do it, it's never exactly the same. You always want.
Anyway, I give him back. I've given him back his money anyway, because you know, me friend.
Oh. But yeah. In that case, shoop a doop. Now, Unfortunately, you're taken through the large gates into the inner walls of the city, but you find that there are several buildings here. There's a guard barracks, a larger building, but you're for this meeting, you appear to be taken to a small embassy on the side. You can note the streets and note the manholes and where they come up, and sort of using your memory, you can work out an easy way to sneak into this part of the city through some of the defences, but it doesn't look like you're actually being led into the palace, disappointingly. And as the guards leave you behind, and Toda is and Toda leads the way, you are taken to this building here. How do you guys approach? Do you guys run up, or do you guys
Well, we're supposed to be escorts, right? Me and Totodile.
Yeah, you and Totodile are supposed to be.
Well, then obviously I'm linked into one of his arms, like the hoe I am.
Sure.
Although I probably look like a child compared to him.
I mean, Lax isn't huge, but you are kind of small, so yes. Toada's around the same. How tall is Lax? Like 5'8", 5'7"?
About 5'9".
Okay, so you're a couple of inches taller than Toda, and you are a couple of feet taller than Gelwin. But yeah, you are led through the streets to this place, arm in arm, and you will eventually be arrive in front of the gates with two guards. And this is when you're going to need to put your plan into action and really come in and really define your roles. So I believe you said arm in arm with Lax, so Lax would be in the middle. Lax and your animals. Oh, where would your animals be? Behind, be flanking, be somewhere in the shadows?
Flanking, probably.
Okay. Yeah. The two clearly white path associated guards stand in front of the gate. Lax, as you're more magically inclined, you can sort of feel the magic energy radiating out of their armor and their weapons. Gelwin, with your years of running around cities escaping guards, you can see the discipline in these guys' faces. If you guys had to lie your way in here, you wouldn't get in. It's almost like they are magically more aware and enhanced to not be susceptible to those kind of tricks. So, you best be on your top form. And Toda will, in your head, be talking to you, Lax. If you need any help, just tap the side of your head, and I'll think of something to. For you to know from my knowledge of the nobility here. Okay. You got this, though. Don't worry about it. So, yeah. Lax, give me your best noble impression speech. It's
Good feeling.
They'll nod, and the one this side will hook his hammer on his belt and put one hand out wordlessly.
Papers, I presume. Very well. Let it be known that Androphil Laxivus of Dusker does not cause problems for hard-working gentlemen such as yourselves. Here are my papers. I'm sure you'll find everything is in order.
After you dust yourself off after giving the papers, your air of nobility seems to make them more comfortable in your presence. They'll look over each of the pages and will be looking at them and reading them to make sure all the right words are there. But they don't. This guard doesn't appear to be scrutinizing it too heavily. Like he's just making sure that you have all the correct things written down. While Gelwin chokes on the pizza she ate a couple of hours ago behind you.
Oh, but
Oh my god. Sorry. Gelwin's choking on balls next to you.
it's fine.
Cool. And with
Ada,
that,
are you quite all right?
Yes.
I told you not to snack in front of guards. It sets a bad precedent. Whatever will they think of Androphil Laxivus and his entourage if Vader, his right-hand woman, his favourite girl, starts
Aw.
choking on a snack next to him?
That I have a gag reflex?
I don't think that's relevant to most of these guards, Gelwin, but fine. Sorry, please excuse my companion. She is, rude. And this is why we bring Ash, because she's far more eloquent and elegant. And not prone to choking on whatever that strange round object you were eating was. I'm half tempted to believe you were trying to eat a pebble again, Fader.
It was just so shiny, sir.
on to make her way here, Toda has tied her hair up in a tight ponytail and braided it. So there's a long braid with a single silver brooch, clipping it in at the end in the shape of a sword. She's wearing a simple silver breastplate over plain but fantastically white robes that have a split showing chainmail leggings and hardy-looking leather boots on the side. She will raise her nose, and in perfect Duscan say, "Yes, of course, my liege." Which, of course, you speak, but these two guards exchange a quick glance, It doesn't seem like they speak Duscan.
Oh. Well, not as wildly as I hoped, but fine. Ash, please speak common for the regular people.
Of course, my liege. And with that final nail in the coffin of your performance, the large gate swings open, and the guard that wasn't checking your papers puts their fingers to the side of their head, and you feel a small burst of magic. And as the gates swing open, from inside the house, you then see a tall, dark person, seemingly seemingly clad in armor, wearing a staff inside the gate. Toda will, to both of you, using the same method that she demonstrated in the tavern, tell you, that's Mathis, the one of the war council. They
Last name?
the Gobler.
Ooh.
They're one of the other people I could have gotten you a meeting with. It seems like we chose a good night to come here to be emissaries for the king. He appears to be brought his war council with him for advice. I'd advise you not to be
Gobler.
shocked.
The Gobler, I presume.
They nod. Greetings.
Androphilaxivus.
Greetings. I wish it could be under better circumstances I meet someone finally as distinguished from your area of the country. I do hope today will be fruitful for our two nations.
Never has Androphilaxivus stepped into a discussion which was not fruitful. Not even once.
And the person will smile wildly. Then I hope today will continue this trend. Do you... And they will gesture for you to follow them as they head back through the door. Do you guys... Now you have access to the grounds. You guys can all be in here. And your animals don't appear to be being blocked at all, Gelwin. So they
I'd like to see them try to block.
I mean, you probably will in days to come. But
No. Oh.
I mean, if everything goes to plan, your animals will probably be there, right?
Wait, we're not killing them today? Man.
No, Galvin, we're not killing them today.
Oh.
I mean, you can. You won't have the support of any of the forces that the Four Gates would give you. You won't have the explosives or the rope or the alligators, but you could try with just the five of you to try and take out all the guards in here and murder the nobles and the acting king and liege of the city.
No.
Okay.
Plain and simply, no.
Toda would be, as Gelwin says, oh, we're not murdering them today. Toda will be like, no. We don't want to try that. There's no way we could deal enough damage at this point to be able to unthrone this worthless little prick. Could you guys roll me a perception check as you walk through the gates to look at the grounds?
Oh, perception check, right?
Perception
Okay,
check or investigation? Or any other sort of like skill that you would use. Okay. So in terms of investigation, this is the first time you're seeing it, but you do notice that there are no guards posted inside the grounds, even this late at night. So, Lax, you can easily come to the conclusion that they just rely on the city walls and the guards at the gate. So once you get into the grounds, you can spend as much time as you need trying to find a way in, and it doesn't need to be particularly quick. Gelwin, you physically notice that the wall over here is not taken care of as much as it should be.
Well,
if you could get out into the water, maybe with the crocodiles, you could easily climb this wall. It seems that
use my. Go ahead. You can finish.
It seems like that will be a good way of getting into this area. If this is indeed where you think the most damage, the building where you think the most damage could be done by murdering the nobility inside it. What were you going to say, Gelwin?
That I use my Ghostwise telepathy to tell that information to Lax, so I don't have to say it all out loud.
Okay, cool. The best thing about your Ghostwise telepathy is it doesn't require a hand signal like Toda's, so really easy to do. So, yes. Would you guys want to poke around in the gardens before heading in? Or do you think that will raise suspicion? Or whatever you want to do? Lax?
Yeah, it's up to Lax, because, we're following him.
Yeah. I mean, you guys could break off if you feel like it. But I don't... Lax, are you still okay? Has the ethereal storms that were interfering my connection to your mind come to a head and you can no longer hear me properly?
No, I'm fine.
Okie dokie.
No, let's go mingle.
Okay. Right. And with that, I hate to say it, but with that, we are going to have to end today's session because I want to dedicate as much time as I can to this meeting next session. You still have a lot to do, but you have yet to wrangle alligators. I'm sorry, chat. That might happen. This is the Chaos crew, who today they were chaotic by doing what not going and attacking alligators just by making shop attendants pee themselves. Again. Yeah. Hopefully...
And eating a person. We ate a person.
Wait, you ate? Oh, yeah, technically you ate a clone, yes. That was a very chaotic start. Hopefully you guys will be able to come along to our next stream next week. Yeah, when everybody...